Shiny hunting is the dumbest thing you can possibly do with your time. I just spent 8 hours shiny hunting for 9 EVs so that I can have the whole shiny evolution line. You can tell by how red my eyes are. They're hurting. I promise you, it's not from smoking a fat one. 20 raids to get Herba Mystica, 3 shiny sandwiches, over 100 resets, thousands of EVs seen, and only 9 shinies found. And what was it all for? Slightly different colored Pokemon, of course. You can't even tell Flareon, Leafeon, and Glaceon apart from their normal coloration. Here, let's do a side-by-side comparison with all the evolutions. Eevee and Shiny Eevee. Pretty easy to tell. Vaporeon, easy to tell. Jolteon, easy to tell. Sylveon is also easy to tell, as well as Umbreon and Espeon. All easy to tell apart. Now, can you tell which Flareon is shiny? Right or left? If you said left, you're correct. Now Leafeon, right or left? Right is shiny. Now the hardest one to tell apart. Glaceon, right or left? Right is the shiny one. But I don't blame you if you couldn't tell. Because if they're not side by side in the same lighting, you can't tell. I have to rely on the shiny symbol in the boxes to tell whether a vast majority of the Pokemon are shiny or not. And for every good shiny there are 20 bad ones. Is it fun to shiny hunt? No, it's not fun. When Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl came out a few years ago, I did a shiny hunt for the starters, like many others. I shiny hunted for a Chimchar at the start of the game. It took me 40 hours for me to obtain it. Not as long as some people who've actually spent years shiny hunting for one of those starters. It took me 40 hours. That's a whole work week, clocking in at 9 a.m., clocking out at 5 p.m., Monday through Friday for a pink monkey. That's 40 hours of loading a game, checking if it's shiny, if it's not, closing the game, and reloading it again. That's 40 hours spent playing, air quotes, before ever actually playing the game. He wasn't stronger than a normal Chimchar. It being pink didn't affect its stats in the slightest. So why do it? Because it was cool to have a shiny Pokemon with me through my whole journey? Yeah, it was cool. From the first rival battle all the way to defeating Cynthia and becoming champion of Sinnoh, I named him Pink Sock. By the way, do not look that up, do not Google it, you will be scarred for life. And he was awesome. I loved him, but I don't use him anymore. I haven't looked at him since I finished Brilliant Diamond. I left him and forget he exists most of the time. Was it really worth spending 40 hours shiny hunting for him and then spending less than 24 hours using him on my team to finish the game? Honestly, I don't know. I have shinies in Legends Arceus that I don't even remember catching, nor do I really care about them. But I took the time to shiny hunt a box full of them. Why do I, and a lot of people like me, sink so much time into something that doesn't affect gameplay? It sure as hell doesn't make women like you more. Believe me, I've tried. They're usually as dry as a desert once I say I have a shiny pink monkey named Pink Sock. Not very sexy. But why do so many of us hunt for these off-colored Pokemon? The only answer I can think of is that we enjoy having them. Simple answer. We just like having them. We like having different looking Pokemon to show off. We're show-offs. They're rare to find, so it's unique and cool to have one on your team. Even if they are bad shinies. Looking at you, Jolteon, why must you be an ugly green color? Why couldn't you be cool? There's no other logical reason I can think of besides that. For all the time I spent shiny hunting over the last few years, I could have learned some new skills to help my career, or start a hobby that isn't video games. I could have actually gone on some dates instead of shiny hunting different colored, fake, digital animals. But I choose the shiny hunt. I choose to spend my free time doing this for the simple reason that I can and that they exist. I like having them in my collection. And that's honestly just dumb. It's illogical. I've spent time on something in the grand scheme of things that doesn't matter in the slightest. It doesn't affect anyone's life in a positive way. Actually, it probably affected my life in a negative way with how much my eyes are hurting right now from the strain of looking at the same pixels for hours on end to see if they are a different color. But even though I hate the process of shiny hunting, I don't have fun doing it, I'm gonna keep shiny hunting. Because I like having them. My enjoyment is just having them in my collection. Even if I never use them, I like to have them. That's honestly the type of fun I have from this horribly programmed and buggy mess of a game. There's nothing left else to do in this game besides shiny hunt end events. So why am I talking about this? Honestly, I felt like I just needed to get it off my chest. I had just shiny hunted for 8+ hours to get all these EVs and stuff. I'm feeling burned out. I just need to get it off my chest and express it. After doing the EV event in Pokemon Scarlet, I felt accomplished in achieving my goal that I always wanted to achieve. But at the same time, I felt like I wasted my Saturday. I often feel like I need to be working on something every day that is going to matter in my life in the next few years or couple months. Whether it's skills for my career, my life goals, or working on important relationships in my life. All of those take pride in my life, and they rightfully should. But oftentimes I have to remind myself that I need to allow myself to be human, to allow myself that I have off days, that I don't feel like doing anything else besides sitting down for a couple hours with a can of soda and a bag of chips and play video games. Allow myself to do something for the sole reason that I like to do it. I wanted to share this with you guys too, since so much of our modern day culture is focused on work, always hustler, no time for anything that isn't productive. I'm a few years out of college now, and I'm in the workforce. I'm working a 9 to 5. I'm a regular, ordinary man. You can't get more ordinary than me. I grew up on Pokemon, and one of the reasons I love this franchise is it reminds me of my childhood when I was able to do what I wanted most of the time. But the main reason for sharing this with you is that it honestly doesn't matter how dumb or illogical or a waste of time something is. If you simply enjoy doing that, or the results of what you're doing creates, keep doing it. The only opinion that matters in your whole life is your own. So don't waste your time listening to other people's opinions. Anyways, guys, that's the video. If you liked the video, leave a like and comment below what are some dumb illogical things that you like to do is. And don't forget to subscribe for more Pokemon content that's on its way.